Hello, hello. I am Paula Sherrill. I am a holistic health and wellness specialist, and I am just thrilled to be able to be with you tonight and talk to you about foundational wellness. I want to do an audio check real quick. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
I can hear you, but you cut out now and then. It may be my problem, but
Let me fix this then.
You're good on my side.
Can you hear me any better now?
yes.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, good. We did a little audio check. Have to do that sometimes. Alrighty, so like I said, we have a QR code here on this PowerPoint, and what I would love for you to do is if you would just scan that QR code real quick and take that 8-question health survey if you have not done that already. If you have, no worries. If you have someone else that has sent it to you, just answer theirs. But if you have not, please, if you would, just go in and take the survey. That would be so awesome. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about foundational wellness. As we all know, the very we have this health and wellness ladder, if you will, steps, right? And the very foundation of this is nutrition and digestion. So tonight we're going to be talking a lot about nutrition. That's a big topic right now out in the world because our food supply, especially in America, is questionable at best. So, so we're going to be talking about some things that we can do to help us and to be able to help our bodies be able to be as healthy as possible, having the nutrition that we do need. Okay. All right. So what I would like for you to do now, if you would, is in the chat, tell me which number, or if you want to spell it out, which of these health issues would you like to address the most? Which one, if you had to choose only one, would be your very top priority? Digestive issues, headaches, inflammation? Would it be immunity issues, stress and anxiety, energy and stamina, sleep issues, or blood sugar regulation?
Mine would have to be number
See that
one.
in the chat if you would. Just put a
I see
number in
that
the
there
chat.
too.
Where is that at?
Jane, did you have something you wanted to share?
Chat.
No, I was going to say the digestion for me, so
Okay.
I
All
put
right.
it in
Cool.
there.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Awesome.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Awesome. All right. All righty. Cool. And then I want you to just keep that in mind as we go throughout tonight and we talk about what your number one health priority is, okay? Or even your top two or three. So as we look at this on the left side, we see that a lot of times our modern approach to healthcare is we're treating the symptoms. We're like really not getting to the root cause. We're just treating those symptoms, right? And with the protocols or the um, availability of different care that is available for this is something that basically is produced by people, right? Scientists might create it or something like that. However, it only addresses the symptoms. It does not address the need or the root cause. It's because that same need will still remain. A lot of what is created for these symptoms are isolated synthetics. And it's something that sadly a lot of times comes with side effects. And we spend so much money a year in healthcare, but we sadly are not healthier because of it. Now, I will tell you this. I think that the doctors do a fabulous job of keeping people alive longer. However, not all of those people, and I would venture to say the vast majority of them, do not have a great quality of life. And I'll give you an example of that. So my father, in his later years, actually all throughout my adult life, I remember him talking a lot about how he was saving up for his retirement. He worked civil service, worked as a roofer, a lot of things going on, right? And He believed that you just trust whatever the doctor tells you. As he got older, he did get some chronic health issues that were lifestyle issues, and the majority of issues that a lot of prescriptions are prescribed for are lifestyle issues, and I'd say at least 80 or 90% of them are. But anyway, he was doing that. He actually got up to be about 300 to 500 pounds. I know he did go over 500 at one point. And, but his last, oh my goodness, at least 20 years of his life, at least, maybe more. He was basically sitting around in a recliner waiting to die. His knees were black. I mean, his legs were black from the knees down, from different health issues that he was experiencing. But they didn't want to amputate his legs because he had no upper body strength. He would have just been bedridden, and he didn't want to do that. So there was a lot of infection that kept coming in those legs, and he was being treated a lot for it. And when he passed away, I think he passed away like a month before he was 81. He was in the hospital again for the infection of his legs and ended up having a heart attack and dying while he was in the hospital. So actually, it was right there being taken care of by the nurse. I think she was doing vitals or something when it happened. Anyway, so I'm just telling you that they kept him alive, but his quality of life was not there. And I've seen this over and over again with different family members. So this is why I have chosen to work with the natural approach for people. Not that I think we need to completely discount the modern approach, because I believe there is a need there. There's such a need for the modern day medicine when it is appropriate, right? But not for everything, especially lifestyle stuff. So when we think of the natural approach, we want it to address the body's needs and the root cause, right? And that is what it's made to do. It's made because we are using pure nature. Now, I will tell you this. The word natural is thrown around way too much right now. It has become way too mainstream, and it is something that I believe is taken for granted. I think it's used in situations where it's not really natural or pure, but they want people to believe that, to buy it, and it's just not the case. A lot of times they're still putting the word natural on things that are synthetic. They're even putting the word pure on things that are synthetic. So we have to really be careful about where it comes from and what natural really means. Okay. All right. Let's talk for a minute about foundational wellness. So for the body to heal itself, our systems of our body and our organs must be functioning optimally. We do need vitamins, minerals, nutrients, probiotics, and enzymes for comprehensive organ support. This organ support is the foundation to healing in the body. And we refer to this as foundational wellness. And we must create that foundation of nutrition and digestion, just as I was talking about earlier. So, what creates disease in the body? Okay, so disease can be created by nutrient deficiency, inflammation, and toxic overload. Those are the three main causes. Nutrient deficiencies, right? So when we look at these, we're looking at different vitamins and minerals, and then the percentage of dietary intakes below the recommended amount in adults 19 and older. Okay. So vitamin D, vitamin E, magnesium, vitamin A, calcium, vitamin C. We can go on and on. Now, what's in that supplement? Sometimes, sadly, more than you bargained for. I'm going to tell you now, and I hope that you will heed my advice. Do not buy anything that you consume or put on your skin from Amazon. Amazon, I believe, is a great company, but they have a lot of different people that sell on Amazon and they don't regulate it. They have found over and over again things that are on the labels. The ingredient list is not what's in the bottle. And 9 times out of 10, those over-the-counter type things have so many contaminants and toxins and chemicals in them that actually hurt you more than they're going to help you. Most of them too, even if you do get the really good ones, are only maybe 10 or 20% absorbed in the body, and that's if they're like really good, and they last in the body 2 to maybe 4 hours if we stretch it. The rest of it gets flushed away. That is not cool. Okay. There are many of them over the counter that are sold in stores, especially the more popular ones sold in stores, that are marketed well. But when they've been lab tested for absorption rate, we find that many of them have 0% absorption. So remember, we aren't what we eat. And just because it says it has a certain number of milligrams on the bottle does not mean that's what's going to absorb into your body. We are not what we eat. We are what we absorb. So if we don't absorb the nutrients that we're taking or the label that's on that bottle, that's not helping us at all. Okay? So even when you think of like taking a B vitamin, if you're taking a B vitamin and your urine is bright yellow, guess where the B vitamins are going? They're not in your body. Okay? So you want to keep that in mind. So some supplement tips here. Bioavailability. How much of the supplement is available for the body to actually use? And then bioretention. How much of the supplement actually stays in the body for it to utilize throughout the day? So here we have, I'm going to introduce you to VMG+. VMG stands for vitamins, minerals, and greens. 90 plus key ingredients. These are whole food products and they are highly bioavailable. They are the best technology for highest absorption. Up to 8 hours is 100% bioretention, 91% after 8 hours. That is unheard of with supplements. Okay. They are vegan. They're gluten-free. It's not going to spike the blood sugar. You just do 1 little packet or sachet a day for adults. These can be used for kids. You just don't want a full sachet for kids. But this is perfect when you want to create a habit. And I love to talk to people about a 2-minute morning routine when we talk about stacking up your habits in the morning. It does taste really good. It tastes kind of like a pineapple mango type flavor. So that's really good. And you will have increased energy, better immunity, better gut health, better digestion. It also supports liver, brain, and hormones. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Just saying. So you use it as recommended. And let me tell you what a great value that this is, okay? So if you were to say go to a store and just purchase some of the things that are in this. So I'm not going to list all 90 of them, right? But let's say we're getting some of this from the store. A multivitamin would be around $50, right? Greens and superfood powders are usually around $60. I know when I've gone to the store, sometimes they're a little bit more. Methylated B vitamins, because that's the only way you're going to be able to take and absorb B vitamins, is methylated B vitamins. Let's say $30. And I've seen them more than that too. Vitamin C, $20. Antioxidants, $50. Calcium, $20. Iron, $20. And again, this isn't everything, because in here we also have CoQ10. We also have ginkgo. We have other things in there, okay? That alone, what I've just listed, though, is about $250. I would venture to say that everything that's in the BMG costs well over $300, if not closer to $500. So you would need to spend that kind of money just to get a portion of what's in the BMG. Okay? Whereas the VMG, this box sells for $89.50 wholesale, and we don't let anybody buy retail. Friends don't let friends buy retail. So we're gonna be able to get you set up for wholesale. It's super simple. So let's talk for a minute about omegas. Because again, we want a comprehensive foundational wellness. Taking the vitamins and the minerals and all the greens are awesome, but we also need those omegas for our cardiovascular health, for brain, for cognition, memory, mental clarity, for our eyes, and so many other benefits, including joints, hair, skin, nails, digestion, immunity, hormones, and I could keep going on and on. They actually found through studies, right, that I believe there's either a six month or a 9 month study. They found that the people that were participating in the study had a significant improvement in their cardiovascular health. The blood pressure decreased by 42%. Resting heart rate decreased by 16%. Risk of coronary heart disease decreased by 35%. That is just some of the benefits of this. Now, again, talking about, it was a 60-day clinical trial, right? So they took the doTERRA lifelong vitality supplements for 2 months and continued with a normal diet and exercise. And this is what happened with them, right? So statistically significant improvement with blood lipids, fasting insulin, cardiovascular biomarkers, reduced triglyceride levels in the blood, cellular inflammation was so much better. Positive effects on the biochemical indicators of the cardiovascular health, antioxidants, inflammation, blood glucose regulation. And the overall improvement with mental clarity, energy, motivation, control, balance, happiness. Like, who doesn't need this, right? And now let's talk about probiotics. Again, whenever we get a lot of probiotics on the market today, a lot of those are just burned up in our stomach acid. But ours, we have a pre, pro, and postbiotic that is time released. So the pre is let out, is released with the stomach acid to feed the stomach acid. Then we have the probiotic that actually makes it to the gut, time release there, so that it doesn't get burned up by the stomach acid. Another thing I want to mention about the omegas is this. I know that in the beginning, when I was first with doTERRA, I avoided using the omegas because I wanted to not have to do the fish oil burp taste. I don't know if you guys have ever had that, but I couldn't stand even the thought of doing it. What I learned is that the reason that a lot of people are burping up the fish oil taste is because those omegas are rancid. I'd been taking rancid fish oil or omegas for years, apparently. And it's because of the way that they are created. And so that's not awesome. Ours are actually preserved with essential oils, so they don't have that. Ours have wild orange. I actually bite these. They're just little soft gels. I bought them like gushers in the morning, let it kind of shoot out in my mouth kind of thing. And I'll just spit out the shell. Tastes like orange to me. It's not a sweet thing, so it's not going to be like super sweet, but it's still something that I love to do. But for less than $5 a day or less than a coffee a day, you can have all of this and have good gut biome, have great cardiovascular health, great brain health kind of thing, right? And then all of your vitamins, minerals, and greens. To me, it's a no-brainer. Like, that is just something that is totally worth the investment of my health. Let's talk about different types of inflammation here. So you might have heard of some of these, like autoimmune diseases, cardiovascular diseases, neurodegenerative diseases, gastrointestinal headaches, metabolic, lung, some types of cancer, mental illnesses, and joint pain. All of those will have some form of inflammation attached to those. Okay, now let's talk for a minute about our MetaPower. Our MetaPower advantage is our collagen plus our NMN. If you've heard anything about NMN, you're going to want this, okay? all of these different ingredients, and I'm not going to read them all, but all of these different ingredients are in there. In addition, we have 9 different types of collagen, 9, and they all have tripeptides. And the peptides are what's really, really great for our joint health. It's great for our heart. It's great for so many things. Did somebody have a question? Comment? Okay. All right. I just want to make sure on that one. Okay. So this is one that I swear by. I use this every day. I love this stuff. This is one of my favorite things to do. I believe it helps it helps especially with regulating the blood sugar. It can also help with slowing down the aging process so that internally my body ages healthier. And that is what I want. I want you to check out some of these MetaPower results. Okay. So this was day 1 on MetaPower Advantage. This is day 60. This was day 1. This was after 3 months. This was day 1 after 3 months. Isn't that amazing? Just even helping to improve the collagen of the skin. The collagen of the skin is basically the elasticity of the skin. So it is truly amazing. Let's talk about inflammation support here for a minute. So we do have a couple of things I do want to talk to you about. We have a deep blue stick. Looks like a deodorant stick. It combines our deep blue soothing blend, which is great for muscle and joint support, with our copaiba. And copaiba is similar in properties to CBD without the side effects. You won't have any adverse things neurologically. It really helps to calm the nervous system and strengthens the immune system. So copaiba, and then also some other natural ingredients in there as well. But it provides the maximum over-the-counter strength plant-based menthol. It's even FDA approved for helping with arthritis pain. It does deliver that temporary relief to minor aches and muscle joint pains associated with simple backache, arthritis, sprains, strains, and bruises. It does include a moisturizing emollient that leaves your skin soft and non-greasy. So that's important too, right? This will also create kind of a cooling and a soothing sensation. Then I want to talk about the frankincense boswellic acid complex. So that also can support joint comfort and mobility. The frankincense boswellic acid complex, it can also promote a healthy inflammatory response in the body and specifically in the joints. The preclinical research suggests that this may protect against oxidative stress. A case study in preclinical research suggests that this may also support cellular health and renewal. And it also may have a protective effect on the musculoskeletal and nervous systems. Genetic analysis of this standardized AKBA suggests that this will regulate genes associated with promoting healthy joints and healthy inflammatory responses. So cool, right? So I have something that I love to call a good, better, and best. So the foundational wellness is good. And that's going to be our foundational wellness, right? To make it even better, we're going to add the collagen to it. And to make it the best, we'll add the deep blue and the frankincense boswellic acid with it, right? Again, with whatever's within your budget, but that is something that we are going to be aiming for. So we can start off good, we can make it better, and we can make it the best. Let's talk for a minute about the toxic load of the body. This also includes, but it is not limited to, home and personal care, toxic environments, stress, whether it be perceived or real, negative thinking, negative relationships, trauma, right? All of that can also be included in the toxic load. But let's talk for a minute more about the medications, the toxic food, the toxic homes, the heavy metals, especially the ones that like mom is exposed to, especially while she's with child, shall we say, right? So a lot of times the bucket is overflowing symptoms of toxicity. And at this point, most patients see a doctor and are prescribed medications for their symptoms, right? Now, I will tell you this, that a lot of times pregnant women are exposed to hundreds of toxins. So sometimes before a baby is even born, they've already been exposed to so much toxicity in their bodies just before they're even born. And these are the biggest culprits of the toxins. Okay. So we're going to keep it simple and keep in mind that whenever you do the good, better, best, especially when you do the better or the best, then and let's say you are just getting started for tonight, doTERRA also wants to reward you with a couple of things. So one is we'll have a promo code and you'll get a free item or two, depending on the volume of your order or the amount of your order. And then two, you'll get to choose from one of these, either a diffuser, which is the most common, the one on the right, or you get to have 2 tubes of toothpaste, which is our On Guard and our Super Mint flavors. Or you can have a concentrated bottle of our Abode foaming hand wash with the hand pump. So you get to choose in that. There'll be a little pop-up with your order to make that happen. All right. So when you get your supplements, a lot of times whenever you participate in our rewards program, you can actually get your non-toxic products for free over time. So when you order this every month, you will be receiving every month points, rewards points, kind of like frequent flyer miles. And then you get to go in, and when your points are accumulated, and go and purchase these toxin-free products, non-toxic products, just for free, just for participating in this and just for getting this every month. Okay. So we're going to keep this in mind, right? We got the foundational wellness bundle, which is good, better, adding the collagen. And whenever you add the collagen, or we do the better or the best, then you're going to get to choose one of these, right? And then we'll also be having a promo code starting on September 1st that will also be able to give you additional free items. And I'll have that for next week as well. In addition, doTERRA is going to give you a free gift on your first foundational wellness bundle order. You get a foundational wellness starter gift set. Okay. So you'll get a little pamphlet here that says Wellness Made Simple. You're going to get a glass shaker bottle and a 5 milliliter bottle of peppermint that comes in this cute little box. Now, I want to talk for a minute because there will be some people that will be like, oh my goodness, I just wish this was in my budget. So you have the opportunity. doTERRA knows what our economy is like. And they have created an opportunity for people to either invite people to our Thursday night calls, or host your own workshop or class in your own home if you would like. And then one of us would come and teach that. You would then earn enough money to be able to help supplement, if not completely take care of your order each month, if that's something you would like. If you want to go beyond that, we can talk about that as well. But you're seeing a slide here that says hauling buckets versus building a pipeline. And I want to share with you a little story about that. So when we think of hauling buckets, we think of some people that some of our doTERRA leaders have met. And these are people that haul buckets of water to provide for their village or their family. And what they do is they have to put like a log or something like that across their shoulders, load up buckets on each end, and they walk. Sometimes they walk for miles to go to the local water source. And not always is it the cleanest water, but it's what they've got. And then they bring it back, walk the same distance to go back to their village or wherever they're living, and they sell it so then people can have it. Elise Sedeby one time shared a story that really touched my heart. She said that she went to, I think it was Haiti, and there doTERRA had worked with the people there, the farmers there that were working for us, and creating some of our oils and our supplements and growing the plants there. They'd created a water supply, and they had built a pipeline there for them from the water source, as you see in this picture, to their village. And they were there the
Ziggy.
day that they got to turn on the little spigot. Okay? They got to turn on the spigot in their village, and water just started coming out. She said that she thought, that there were like so many people trying to get to that water. So grateful. She said, I saw grown men crying, weeping, because they had running water. And then she said, I saw the strangest thing. They started fighting as if this water was going to end, and they were afraid they weren't going to get any. And finally, they tried so hard just to tell them, the water will always be here. It's not going anywhere. They wept even more. Sometimes we take that for granted, right? That we have running water. And in many places in the world, they don't. So that is one of the things that I'm grateful for doTERRA. But with this point, let's use that same point, okay? Because we were able to help one village do that. There are other people that have done that for themselves in creating their own pipeline so that they can make the money still there to help their village be able to get some get some water. So when we think of that in America, we think of hauling buckets as trading hours for dollars. People go to work, they clock in, clock out, they get paid for that, right? If they don't show up, they don't get paid. Or they might get paid time off or whatever, right? But a lot of times, though, they're just hauling buckets. There are even people who are self-employed, have their own business, but still, if they don't show up, they don't make money. They're just their own employee. They're still hauling buckets. Building a pipeline means that work is still done, but you don't always have to be there to show up to do that. And you still be able to make money. And that is what we do with doTERRA, is we help people build a pipeline. Now, not everybody does this. The majority of the people that come in and have a wholesale account with doTERRA are customers, and we love our customers. These are people that just want to buy the products and just use it for their families. That is totally cool. We love, love, love our customers. But about 15 to 20% of the people do want to earn some sort of extra money to be able to either help pay for their product or be able to have some extra income coming in, or maybe even replacing their income, right? So I have known of several people who have done that. Now, this is kind of an old chart. Some of these companies aren't even around anymore. I know It Works and Rodan and Fields are out. Melaleuca's changed up their plan a little bit. I don't know if Isogenics or Plexus are really still around, but anyway, I'm just saying that in network marketing companies, a lot of them come and go. All right. doTERRA is here to stay because we are a privately owned company. We are, we're just not going anywhere. We're debt free. The founders own it. Like, we're good. But let's talk for a minute. The majority of network marketing companies, if you'll let's look at It Works for a minute, or even Isogenics, any of them really. You see how a lot of them are set up so that on the very first level, right, very top performers in their company are making the money that they're making, right? These are the best of the best, the top percent, the top performers of the company. This is an average annual income. For a lot of people, though, that does not happen because of the way that a lot of those compensation plans are set up. A lot of them are set up to keep them playing small and keep them not earning a lot of money. That's why if a top performer is only making about $300,000, if you'll look over here at doTERRA, that's like our third level person, right? Like, okay, that's cool. But, you know, and then if you look at the bottom, the most average, right? The bottom is probably let's just say people who are just kind of like there and, they're doing okay. They're, they've got a little bit of money coming in kind of thing. Most of them are not making a lot of money overall on average. This would be like a silver rank in doTERRA if you're looking at the doTERRA bottom line there. That's about a silver rank. Okay. The one above that, level 5 in doTERRA, would be a gold rank. Above that would be a platinum. Above that would be a diamond. Above that would be a blue diamond. Above that is presidential. Okay. So I just want you to know what is possible here. And it all starts with hosting a class. And this is something that I like to do. And what I don't know who all invited everybody here tonight or whoever's watching this, but anybody that I work with, this is something that I like to do. When you host a class or an event, I like to gift you it's a keychain actually that holds samples. And what I do is for everybody that shows up, I will give you a sample for each person that shows up. So it's a great way for you to be able to get some samples, and then you have your oils on the go kind of thing. So then you always have your favorite essential oils right there handy with you. Next Thursday, we're going to be talking about cleanse and restore, doing a gentle cleanse and what that's going to mean, what that's going to look like, all of that kind of thing, right? So that's going to be really kind of cool to be able to do and to talk about next week. I thank you so much for joining us tonight. Again, if someone else invited you here, that they will be sending you a link for your end of class survey. We just would love to get some feedback from you. If you don't have anybody else who invited you here, if you would just click on this QR code and just fill out that survey real quick for me, that would be awesome. This is not the same survey that was in the beginning. I know they might look alike, but they're not the same. This is the after class survey. We would just love to get your feedback and kind of get a feel for what you would like to hear us teach about in the future. And then we'll just kind of go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my share for now, but I would love to open it up for any questions. Anybody have any questions or anything else you'd like to talk about? I sure would love to hear from you.